up, Sauce Gang, and welcome back to the channel. Hot Sauce Beats here with another banger and educational reaction for you, because one of our favorite creators on YouTube, in a nutshell, just dropped another video about aliens. There are thousands of alien empires in the Milky Way, and holy cow, that's gonna be pretty terrifying to think about, because all I can think about is the movie Independence Day. And I know not all aliens are, out to destroy us, and some people still don't even believe in aliens, even though we have proof. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic that we're not trying to jump in, but we kind of are if we're talking about aliens here. But we're about to get our Learn On fam. But before we do, can you show in a nutshell some love by subscribing to the channel and chat? We're trying to get to 250,000 subs, so if you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button and join the Sauce Gang family. But enough talking, let's get to reacting and roll that bomb ass intro.
Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Eat, sleep, make beats. Eat, sleep, make beats.
Hot Sauce Beats. Woo-hoo. Oh, let's get our Learn On chat.
What if there are thousands of alien empires in the Milky Way, each spanning a few to maybe tens of star systems, chatting, trading,
I love these
sometimes
videos, dude. They
shooting
freak
or
me out
ignoring
so
each other
much.
politely? And if so,
And I feel
why
so
is
dumb when I
nobody
watch his
visiting
videos,
us?
because they're super educational.
While the Milky Way is ancient and gigantic, even traveling at 10% the speed of light, any civilization could take over the whole galaxy within 1,000,000 years. But we haven't seen anybody yet. So it seems we're alone
1,000,000
in the
years,
Milky
huh?
Way. But this idea is built on a lot of assumptions. Usually, when scientists speculate where all the alien civilizations
they
are,
say about assuming,
they assume
chat?
technology will progress to a point where colonizing all of space becomes kind of easy. But what if we're thinking about this the wrong way? What if the universe is full of life, but no matter how technologically advanced you are, space is never easy? What if aliens slowly crawl through space, expanding like...
Now, is this, I'm guessing, like, because we're talking about, like, all the, obstructions and asteroids and all that stuff, are we talking about, like, intergalactic warfare?
humans did over the ocean? Let's look at the only data point we have, ourselves. The available real estate in the galaxy. Oceania is a region with tens of thousands of islands scattered across millions of square kilometers, separated by an unforgiving, deadly sea. Kind of like a galaxy. Some 5,000 years ago, the first people set out to colonize Oceania. Especially the Polynesians achieved mind-blowing feats. Without any modern technology, they set out into the vast nothingness, hoping to find a new island to claim, or, die, far from home.
Or die?
But most of the Pacific Islands are
found
merely
land!
a few wet
Oh,
rocks
no.
or corals,
It's a mirage.
maybe
Death.
some palm trees, and if you're lucky, birds making a pit stop. Others with more vegetation are often hostile, lacking the resources to really sustain a lot of people, and remain uninhabited even today. And then there are the good islands. The Polynesians colonized them, spreading their culture and society to dozens of remote islands of all sizes. Some united in kingdoms spanning many islands, others were independent, many home to competing
This is my
and
island.
belligerent
Leave me
tribes.
alone. My
And
island.
although thousands of kilometers apart, even the most remote islands were connected with at least some trade and exchange. A microcosm of humanity. But it didn't always work out. The extremely isolated Pitcairn Islands were settled for hundreds of years and relied on trade with each other and bigger islands hundreds of kilometers away. And then the local population vanished. We don't know why. Maybe because the islanders did the human thing and ravaged the natural resources until they became unsustainable. Maybe the decline on distant bigger islands severed important connections. We only know their culture declined and they left or died out. What if space
Or
is an
aliens took
ocean
'em.
to us? A hostile place that's hard to conquer? Would alien civilizations spread like the Polynesians? The universe is kind of a horrible place. The Milky Way has around 200 billion star systems, and it
That's so
seems that
crazy.
almost all
That's
of
so
them
crazy
have
to think
planets.
about, chat.
Estimates vary, but there may be some 300 million to tens of billions of rocky Earth-like planets in the habitable zone around a star where water can be liquid.
It's so
Amazing.
crazy.
Except that most of them are terrible. Hells of lava, dead frozen worlds, bare rocks sterile from radiation, blanked by toxic atmospheres. It's easy to forget, but Venus and Mars are Earth-like too. Mars is the next human frontier and fairly exciting. But Mars dust is poison, and deadly radiation and low gravity will make you sick. Mars is the worst. Except
Yay.
Venus is even worse, crushing you to death, burning and dissolving you in acid. If humanity was really motivated and had the resources
Someone say
and energy,
vacation?
both could be terraformed within maybe 1,000 years. We showed how in other videos. But the thing is, we already have a planet that's pretty great, so currently humanity's motivation is
Take care
not
of it.
very strong. Now let's think about this in terms of galactic expansion.
Terraform
If the
a
Milky Way
planet.
is like a vast ocean full of islands, most are planets like Mars and Venus, barren rocks or corals where nothing grows and the elements kill you. Imagine boarding a generation ship to travel for 100 years or more, only to arrive at a new star and then you get a Mars, or worse, a Venus. What a letdown. Terraforming them is such an intense
letdown, we're
investment
gonna
in
die.
terms of resources to make it
Back
worth
on the
spending
ship,
the time
everybody.
to travel to the stars for bad planets. Maybe the simple reason we don't see galaxy-spanning civilizations is that the economics just don't add up for almost all of the star systems out there. But wait, you might say it's actually easy. A high-tech race with unlimited resources could automate this process, sending thinking machines that report back every few thousand years with new planets ready for fresh settlers or automated ships with embryos. But if it were that easy, someone would have done it by now. So either we are really alone, or it's not easy. Thinking about alien civilizations, you need to make loads of
Ruh-roh,
assumptions.
Shaggy.
And for this video, we're assuming that space is hard even for high-tech civilizations that have broken free from the limitations we have today. Now, things are getting exciting. So what if alien civilizations actually ignore the bad islands and just pick the very best? Stringing together
The best
island
fruit, like
empires
produce.
like the Polynesians.
I only want
Thousands
Good
of
banana.
galactic empires. Every star moves in its own orbit through the galaxy, and most stellar neighborhoods are only temporary. At any given time, in some regions there will be more good islands than in others, while simply because of bad luck, other regions will be pretty isolated. Earth might currently be in one of these backwaters, surrounded by really bad islands for dozens of light years in all directions. We may be Pitcairn Island, so isolated that nobody knows we're here or cares to establish a colony so remote. But elsewhere in the
One
Milky
can
Way,
help.
good islands may be more common. There it would be relatively easy for a high-tech civilization to jump from one good star system to the next, creating connected empires. Strings of worlds, with all the adventure and challenges of expansion, even to really good planets. Do they need to animate dead worlds with oceans? How do they cope with alien microorganisms or strange ecosystems? Do they need to burn it all down and create a mirror of their home world, or do they adapt? How many centuries do they need to make a planet truly their home? Empires expanding in
Zero.
regions full of good
0
islands
centuries.
would probably meet
Let's
each
leave.
other. Maybe they trade, maybe they fight, maybe they have coffee and chat about the meaning of it all. And just like some of the Polynesian islands, it's
Maybe
likely
they
that
talk about
many
how
of
much they
these
hate
planets would be abandoned or for the empires to break apart for a number of reasons. First of all, most great neighborhoods would dissolve over time and connected islands would become remote. Then it just may be the nature of civilization to become unsustainable or self-destructive. Humanity is extremely young, and we've already flirted with extinction. There are numerous
We sure have,
existential
chat.
risks, cultural, technological, and environmental, that any civilization has to deal with. And smaller colonies on new planets would likely be less resilient than their home worlds and in bigger danger of dying out. Whenever this happens,
Really?
this would leave a good island free again for others to rediscover and colonize. It's free real estate. Also, space is just a different ballpark. The enormous distances between stars make it hard to maintain a consistent civilization. Just think about how many cultures we have on Earth alone. Imagine
Why
if
you need to
sending
use
a message
warp
between
speed,
continents
duh.
took decades to arrive. Would colonies care what the home world wants from them if it can neither help nor really enforce its will on them? This also would make interstellar war, except the genocidal kind, completely uneconomic. Would you go to war with someone because their great-grandfather killed yours? At these distances, It's not like anyone could easily sneak up on each other anyway. And on a much more fundamental level, if island empires don't exchange relevant
Unless they're in
amounts
warp
of genetic
speed,
information,
then you would have no clue
if
where
there
they're
are
at.
no hookups between
they just-
worlds, sooner or later, these
Oh, sir,
populations
there's a
will develop
wormhole
in different
opening.
directions and eventually become different species, making it less likely that they'll want to be under common rule. So the idea of enormously big, connected empires may just not be feasible if the galaxy is an ocean where good islands are few and far between. But this also means that new civilizations may pop up constantly, spread and partially or completely die out, even if just by splitting into different factions. Islands may be recolonized and abandoned over and over. What would this mean for us? We might think we're alone only because we're on an isolated island right now. But
no
there
one
could be
knows about.
thousands of worlds full of diverse civilizations elsewhere that we would eventually drift closer to. Does this make the Milky Way more scary or less scary? Is it
More.
a good thing that we'd have
Definitely
time
more.
to get our act together before we face anyone else? Or is it a great tragedy that we might not have the chance to meet our neighbors beyond for a long, long time? Well, we don't know,
Probably that.
but it is something for you to ponder tonight when you look up at the sky again. Hopefully, humanity is still at the beginning, and we're learning a tiny bit more about the universe every day.
Please.
One day, we might
Please.
spot a good island, and, if we're lucky, many more close by. One huge problem we face as a species
Alright.
is that we can't agree. It leaves
Bruh.
behind a
That's a
blackly funds
that's
another
a big ad read. All right, let me bring you in, chat. Let me bring you in. Dude, this is why I love it in a nutshell. Again, you just get all these tidbits of information, and it kind of also helps open your mind into thinking about some things like that. Like, I don't know, man. I never thought about the fact of, like, maybe why, you know, we haven't had so many alien people visiting is, yeah, maybe we are, like, in an uninhabitable area and we're just lucky Earth is the way that it is. But, like, from light years looking in, they're like, oh, look at that asteroid belt. Nothing could be in there. Ah, let's leave them alone. So, I love this channel. And I love, there's two things I really love the most on this channel. I love talking about aliens and talking about nukes. I mean, it's fun. But let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you show In a Nutshell some love by subscribing to the channel. Try to get to a 250,000 subs. So if you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button and join the Sauce Gang family. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, it's eat, sleep, and make beats. And as usual, we count on another. That's all I got. Boom, I'm out. Got my love for the Sauce Gang. Peace out, chat, boy.